12,000 years ago, humans lived exactly like their ancestors had for 200,000 years. Then everything changed. In just a few thousand years, we went from wandering hunters to building cities. This single shift created war, disease, kings, and civilization itself. It's called the Neolithic Revolution, and nothing has been the same since. Here's exactly how 10,000 BCE changed the human species forever. For 190,000 years, Homo sapiens survived as nomads. Small bands of 20 to 50 people followed animal herds across the land. No permanent homes, no stored food, no possessions beyond what you could carry. Everyone hunted, gathered, and shared equally. There were no kings, no slaves. Then the Ice Age ended and the Earth itself began to change. Around 11,700 BCE, glaciers retreated and the planet warmed rapidly. Forests spread, rivers swelled, and wild grains grew thick across the Fertile Crescent. For the first time, food was abundant enough to stay in one place. In the hills of modern-day Iraq, Syria, and Turkey, humans began to notice something. Wild wheat and barley kept growing back exactly where seeds had fallen. Around 10,000 BCE, humans made the boldest experiment in our species' history. They started planting seeds on purpose and waiting. This wasn't just a new skill, it was a new relationship with the earth. For the first time, humans controlled their food supply instead of chasing it. Agriculture had begun, and there was no going back. Farming meant something nomads never had, a reason to stay. Around 9,500 BCE, Jericho became one of Earth's first permanent settlements. Mud brick houses replaced tents, walls replaced open plains. Within centuries, villages held hundreds of people instead of dozens. Humans had never lived this close together before, and it changed everything. Wild sheep, goats, and cattle were tamed and bred for the first time. Domesticated animals gave milk, meat, wool, and muscle power on demand. Dogs, already loyal companions, now guarded flocks instead of just camps. Farming humans no longer depended on the mercy of wild herds. But this closeness with animals came with a hidden cost. Around 9,600 BCE, something extraordinary rose from the hills of southeastern Turkey. Göbekli Tepe, massive carved stone pillars built before farming even fully existed. Hunter-gatherers gathered by the thousands to build temples to unknown gods. This proves belief and ritual may have driven settlement, not just food. Religion and community became as vital to survival as bread itself. Farming created something nature never allowed before, surplus. Extra grain meant extra power, and the first idea of personal property. For the first time in history, some families had more than others. The seeds of wealth and inequality were planted along with the wheat. With surplus food, not everyone needed to farm anymore. Some became potters, others became builders, priests, or leaders. For the first time, humans specialized, and power began to concentrate. Chiefs and elites emerged, controlling grain stores and labor. Equality, the rule for 190,000 years, quietly began to disappear. But this new world came at a brutal physical cost. Skeletons show farmers were shorter and more malnourished than their hunter ancestors. Living beside animals unleashed diseases hunter-gatherers had never faced: smallpox, flu, measles. Crowded villages became breeding grounds for infection and plague. Ironically, the revolution that saved humanity from starvation nearly destroyed its health. Within a few thousand years, villages grew into towns and towns into cities. Writing, mathematics, law, and empires all trace back to this single shift. Every skyscraper, every government, every war began with a single planted seed. 10,000 BCE didn't just change how humans lived, it changed who we became. If this blew your mind, follow for more of history's greatest turning points.